Sayın konuklarımız, sevgili izleyiciler, Business Sweden'ın sponsorluğunda desteklemesiyle gerçekleştirilecek olan panelimize hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Turkish-Swedish Smart Industries platform paneli. Panelimizi yönetmek üzere Business Sweden Trade and Invest Commissioner of Sweden to Turkey'den Sayın Edin Erkoç'u davet ediyorum. Merhaba, hoş geldiniz. Mr. Erkocevic.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you and welcome to this panel hosted by Business Sweden about the Turkish-Swedish Smart Industry Platform. I would like to first introduce myself. My name is Edin Erkoçevic. I'm the Swedish Trade and Invest Commissioner here in Turkey. And also maybe very shortly about Business Sweden before I introduce our panelists. Is my screen visible? Yes, exactly. So we have two panelists with us here today. It's Ms. Ayça Eroğlu, Managing Director at System Air HSK, and Mr. Ataola Maleki, General Manager at Atlas Copco. Before I invite my panelists to introduce themselves, I would just shortly say a couple of words about Business Sweden. We are a semi-governmental organization with a partnership between the Swedish government and the Swedish industry. Our mission is to support Swedish companies abroad to grow, but also to support foreign companies looking to invest in Sweden. We have offices around the world, 43 offices around the world, and we work with management consulting, with partnership, stakeholder management, and also you can see here we work in various ecosystem, one of which is the energy, is industrials, where smart industry is part of this ecosystem. I would now like to invite Ms. Ayça Eroğlu to shortly present herself and the company she comes from. Welcome, Ayça.
Thank you, Edin. Thanks a lot. First of all, I would like to thank you for this event and chance to discuss this global issue and to Hannover Messe and Business Sweden. As you already declared, I am the Managing Director and also one of the shareholders of System Air HSK since 2012. System Air is a ventilation company. System Air AB is a ventilation company based in Stockholm. And System Air HSK is a part of System Air AB. 90% of the shares are belonging to System Air AB group. System Air AB is a worldwide ventilation, heating, ventilation, air conditioning manufacturer and seller. More than 136 countries all over the world. We have approximately 69 System Air companies with our sales teams and also 28 factories all over the world. And also System Air HSK has also one factory in Turkey, approximately 30,000 meters square, producing ventilation equipments. We have approximately 6,200 employees, and we are open to the Stockholm Nasdaq exchange. Approximately our turnover per year is 900 million euro. And also as System Air HSK, we are the market leader of ventilation products, especially the air handling units since 2008. And we have also R&D centers in Turkey. And also System Air has also 10 R&D centers worldwide. One of them is at Turkey with 15 to 16 engineers. We are making innovations. We are developing new projects also for global perspective, also for the local perspective. And we are manufacturing business development part, and also we are giving some after-sales services to our systems and products.
Thank you, Ayça. Very, very interesting. Our second panelist is Mr. Ataola Maleki, General Manager at Atlas Copco Industrial Techniques. Ataola, please tell us a little bit more about you and Atlas Copco Industrial Techniques.
Hello, Edin. I hope you hear me now.
Yes.
thanks for the opportunity and also efforts from the organizing team and yourself to host this. As mentioned, I'm Ataullah Maleki, General Manager, Industrial Technique Business Area for Atlas Copco in Turkey and a couple of surrounding countries. Of course, my history is coming, I'm an engineer and I started in Atlas Copco almost now 17 years, working in different countries and different responsibilities, starting with a service and ending up as the general manager. Anyhow, but if I want to have a very short introduction to Atlas Copco, I think it's quite a well-known company, very, very fast. It's more than 140 years with the company, and then currently we are formed as a 4 business area. It's mainly compressor technique, which is the production and of course sales of marketing of and service of the compressors. Second business area is the power technique, is mainly focusing on the generators, pumps, and also some portable compressors. Third one is the vacuum technique. It's more into the vacuum devices. And the fourth one is the industrial technique, which is more focused on the tools and assembly systems, or we can say that the joining technologies. So I will have a more introduction about this a bit later. So the company is more than 10 billion euro business worldwide and getting closer to the 40,000 employees. So that's maybe a very short background of the company.
Thank you very much, Ataullah. Now, very shortly, I would like to introduce our Turkish-Swedish Smart Industry platform, of which Atlas Copco is our main partner and System Air HSK is also one of the partners. This is something that we at Business Sweden, all together with our partners, have established during this year. The idea is to bring together Turkish manufacturers with Swedish know-how and Swedish technology when it comes to smart industry. And here we have looked at the conditions in Turkey, conditions in Sweden, and we of course see that there are some pillars of the smart industry strategy from Sweden that mirror the trends and industry challenges in Turkey, and we have chosen to focus our smart industry platform around mainly 3 topics, and this being digital transformation, the skill set of the future, and sustainable production. When it comes to digital transformation, one of the challenges for Turkey in the future will be its rate of automation and robotics. The world trend is moving to automate production and automate products, which means this is an area where Turkey will need to continue to invest in order to be productive and competitive at international standards. And we see already that China has in the last years accelerated its development, and it's now far ahead Turkey. The second area that we are looking at is the skill set of the future. With growing pressure on more productivity and no escape from the pros and cons of the digital transformation era, question is what schools will teach. It's getting more important. And with the growing number of machines taking over, simple tasks will be eliminated, and both young students and current working blue-collar workers will be need to taught and transition into new fields. And the last focus area that we are looking at in the Turkish-Swedish Smart Industry platform is sustainable production. And this is an area where Sweden is, of course, very active in. Turkey is a relatively young country from an industrialization perspective, meaning it does not have long years of experience as other developed countries. And looking at energy intensity levels of Turkey, Turkey is still behind EU average, meaning that Turkish industry puts in more energy resources for one unit in GDP in comparison to EU countries. And furthermore, Turkish industry is dependent on foreign know-how and technology, further putting into question the actual energy efficiency. And here we think that there is a good match with Swedish know-how and Swedish technology. Let me just, and basically this is just an example of what we want to create. We want to really bring together all stakeholders from both Turkey and Sweden to exchange knowledge, best practices within smart industries, together with our partners, Atlas Copco, System Air, but also other local partners, local production companies, institutions, but also international finance organizations. So going back to our panelists, I would like to start with a general question. And of course, we're talking a lot about smart industry, and many terms are tossed around, making it sometimes confusing what we're really talking about. So if we start simple, what is smart industry, and why is this important for Turkish manufacturers? Maybe Ataula, you could start.
Sure, thanks, Eden. I think we can start from the people. Of course, people always use the technology they had, and to support making their lives more easier, and at the same time trying to bring it to the next level. Of course, this is how the concept of the industrial revolution starts, and we are now going through a fourth industrial revolution, which is called Industry 4.0. And then, of course, creation of the smart industry linked to the Industry 4.0 and smart manufacturing to address the challenges of today's business, which is complexity, customization, globalization, and also the customer expectation for the better quality. Smart manufacturing, of course, taking the advantage of data as a core, and then manufacturing technologies that enables the flexibility in physical processes for a dynamic and also the use of the global market. If we look to the recent years, the Turkish government, of course, has been on the road to transform into a knowledge-based system. And the focus here on developing smart products with a high added value to the operation. Looking at the entire situation, at the moment, we can say that now the automotive industry is quite in the lead for the implementing the Industry 4.0 principles and moving toward the smart industry. Yeah, that's hopefully is giving some insight to the question.
Thank you, thank you. Ayça, from your perspective.
Yes, Edin, as you already declared, we are right now living through the fourth stage of Industry Revolution, in which the value chains are becoming integrated end-to-end through cyber physical systems, dynamic data processing. So the manufacturers, as we and also as the other industries, utilize cloud technology to store this excess vast amounts of data that can be used in manufacturing processes. So application within a factory or across entire supply chain is much more used right now, and it enables us to learn from our faults and our wrong actions. So smart industry has much more vital role on Turkish manufacturing system since Turkey has taught the first, second, and third industrial revolutions very late. And since Turkey can create competitive advantage on value chains based on strategic locations, as also you said, China is very ahead in the technological processing in the industrial, we shall adopt these systems earlier. It provides supply chain networks, real-time data outlines, opportunities for new products development, and also reimagined of products of a higher quality. For example, as a climate system, as a ventilation system, we see very IoT-based ventilation systems. IoT-based ventilation systems will be able to gather data from various sources and make their own intelligent choices from data on presence in different rooms, temperatures, air humidity, installations, and air quality. On the basis of data completed, the systems will automatically send alerts and trigger other events to maintain service maintenance. But what is needed in the connection with fixed or wireless networks, we need the sensors to detect these events in products, and also these sensors shall translate this information to our mechanical systems. So we see that there's a lot change, and this change shall be only maintained by digitalization in the industrial processes.
So basically, I mean, what you both are saying actually is that we do have a lot of data, we can collect a lot of data, but we have to now put it into action, so to say. We have to connect it and put it into action to make our processes and manufacturing more efficient. We of course mentioned China already. What we have seen, I mean, from Business Sweden also, when we are doing studies already before Corona, we have seen that there are shifts in global supply chains. One of the reasons is that costs have increased in China, but also that companies want to bring supply chains closer to their markets. So we see both supply chain shifts from China to other South Asian countries, but also shifts closer to the European markets, shifts to Mexico for the American market, etc. This has, of course, been accelerated by the pandemic. And Turkey has several times been looked upon by, for example, EU and the European investors as a likely candidate to become a new production hub close to EU markets. And it has a lot of advantages, not least the strategic location that you just mentioned. Do you agree with the potential that Turkey has in becoming even more integrated into European value chains and becoming a manufacturing hub of the future? Ataula.
Yes. After the pandemic, actually, pandemic or COVID-19 pandemic, the Turkey could be a good supply source for the Europe. Of course, in case now the China or Far East or India preferred less. This is also confirmed by the officials when you talk with the audit companies or with the consultancy firms that there is good potential here. The pandemic showed, of course, how important the logistic industry and the supply chains are for the whole industry and the city life as well. So it's also for the people. While the Corona also caused somehow the isolation of some countries in the supply chain, which disrupt the whole value chain, or the whole let's say supply chain. Anyhow, Turkish manufacturers with the country's advantageous location from the location-wise, Turkey has a really good one, and then thanks to the production quality, which we can also see, and the interest of the industry to the quality, become quite a relatively new supply base for the European buyers who were in search of already an alternative for the Far East. So I think the answer to your question is true, or yes. But then when it comes to the challenges that this might bring, it's mainly linked to the components, especially linked to the small and medium-sized companies product. But of course, maybe I'm a bit focusing more onto our business, which is more focused on the automotive and in general industry. But then the foundries, casting, but of course expected to see also the potential for Turkey increase for that areas as well. So I think as long as we move in the right direction, it looks that this is getting a quite strategic approach for the Turkey to be on the supply chain. Yeah.
Ayça, from your side.
Yes, I also agree that Turkey has a potential in becoming even more integrated into European value chains, because it has competitively positions itself along the global value chain by leveraging its geographical location, as you said, for logistics advantage and providing low at value labor costs for flexible and cost-efficient production. For example, according to BCG's Boston Consulting Group's Global Manufacturing Cost Competitiveness Index, which develops competitiveness scores based on manufacturing, wage, productivity, energy costs, all of the data, all of the parameters, compared to the US dollar, Turkey scores 98 versus the US benchmark score of 100 and Germany of 121. So in other words, direct manufacturing costs in Turkey are 23% lower than those in Germany and also a little bit lower than the States, which creates a competitive edge. And so that's why Turkey can share this opportunity for the global value chain and build an export platform. But as also you already declared, there are some challenges in the mindset, and also there are some challenges in the nature of the industry. So we have, first of all, we have to also focus on these problems, let's say, and also make some change, some regulations on these perspectives. But of course, it's an opportunity.
You mentioned the mindset, but if you think in order to become this first choice for nearshoring for the European market, what do the Turkish manufacturers, what do they need to do, and what do you see as the biggest obstacle? You want to start, Ayça? We can do the other way around.
Okay, I can start. Of course, there are some challenges, as you also said. The first challenge that we also see is the high import dependency for the raw materials for the exports. Proportion of imports covered by exports has been consistently high for decades. And also the other obstacle is a low share of value-added products. Despite the rising global demand in value-added products, the share of high technology products in Turkish manufactured exports is approximately 4%. For example, with civil defense industry, some gaming industry, you also declared it yesterday in the yesterday session, software industry, it is increasing. And we shall motivate our education system to the young people like that. And because we have limited workforce skills capabilities, we have to adapt our education, maybe we have to adapt our coding, Scratch programs for these young people. And also, unfortunately, one of the main obstacles, lastly, is the high employee turnover. Since the mindset of Turkish people, the Turkish culture is a nomad culture from the ancient times. And that's why the shift of workforce from industrial to service sectors leads to high turnover rates in manufacturing sectors. So the mindset of these Turkish people shall change from smaller age, because the service sector is not as sustainable as the manufacturing sector. So we shall look for a longer perspective to adopt our people, our young talents into these industrial processes or the workforce.
Ataola, what do you see as the biggest challenges for Turkey to reach this first choice for European market?
Maybe I would, of course, if regarding the challenges, we already talked. I mean, what I said in the challenges, it was mainly linked to the components, and here actually small or medium-sized companies is the target group, and then we of course face with the foundries and casting. I think Ayça very well summarized with the resources, with the people, but then maybe I would link this to the what are the quick wins for the manufacturers or Turkish manufacturers, a little bit into that part, and I think then where we have to invest or where they have to invest, I would say. So here I would come up with a little bit the smart industry market is developing quite fast. Companies looking, of course, to increase their efficiency and then cut their costs as well. As well as achieve, of course, their highest quality advantages, more flexibility, and the possibility of course, fulfilling customers' individual wishes. The trend is moving toward, of course, very much into the individualized and customized products. And that's, of course, require a very flexible production. And as part of that, customers and business partners are directly integrated in business and value-added processes. So if we then, thanks to this intelligent monitoring, companies can control entire value-added network in real time by use of course, IoT or Internet of Things. Smart processes, automated production, lasting quality assurance, of course, now is the key part to be successful in the process. So in terms of focus areas and maybe the force in revolution of industry, despite of containing many aspects, has data in very core. Of course, we already talked in the beginning. The data acquisition on shop floor, of course, will enable the manufacturers to monitor and analyze the quality of their products in real time. So data combined with the connected tooling on a production site will provide then right first time quality. I think that's what we discussed also, and then decrease the rework cost, of course, claims, ensuring high quality brand image, as well as decrease operator training costs, thanks to the error proofing guidance solutions as well. So these are the quick wins maybe for the industry. In parallel, building foundation of a flexible automation, which is the future, and the inline process control to decrease the faults. This also wins these wins are already vital, and they will soon become areas that can be compromised to survive in high competitive market when we have the more customized products or customers asking for the individualized or personalized products. Therefore, I see manufacturers surely should invest in a smart industry as well. And then the ways that we discussed before. Yeah.
I mean, basically, as you say, the trend is towards more individualized and customized products. This is, of course, the demand also from the European market. And I mean, can we say that it is impossible to meet that kind of demand without having Industry 4.0 and smart industry solutions in your factory?
I think going forward, it's becoming like this. That's true. I think it's really vital now.
Or it's impossible to be competitive
exactly.
without smart solutions.
Exactly.
What do you see when you are interacting with your clients in Turkey? What do you see? And maybe I think we just have two minutes left. Maybe this would be the last question. What is the biggest obstacle that your clients have against investing in smart solutions?
Should I continue or I shall continue?
You can start, yes.
Yes, of course, we as I mentioned, I'm representing industrial technique business. We provide industrial power tools and systems, industrial assembly solutions, and quality assurance products, software and service through a global network. The business area for us, we are innovates for the sustainable productivity for customers in an automotive and general industry. That's how I also explained. Atlas Copco continues to take its vision to a smart factory to a higher level, and our response to a smart industry called the smart connected assembly powered by data. So coming back to your question, this addresses to the challenges faced by the manufacturing companies of how best to use the data collected in their production as well. So the concept starts with flexible automation, linked to the generate the value by utilizing the data created by our tools, for example, or smart tools and solutions at each phase of the customer processes, from design to prototype, of course, to the assembly technology. Then imagine the technology here that collects and analyzes the data. In our for our case, it's the tightening data or the gluing data. throughout the life cycle of our product program and can thus predict the tool failure, recommend the optimal maintenance plan, or reduce the production cost. So this is how we contribute. And Industry 4.0 is evolving in a fast pace. Companies who are adapting the technology realize Industry 4.0 potential. That's why we invest heavily in R&D and to support the speed here. So if you talk about the Turkish industries, have a highly potential vision in terms of innovation investments, and I believe this will be pushed by effect of the Industry 4.0 more in the future.
Ayça, also quick from your side, what do you see the main obstacles from your clients?
Very briefly, the clients and also the philosophy in the people is they see that it is an IT issue. The smart industry and digitalization, they sometimes see that it's just an IT issue, but it is not an IT issue. It's a business issue. For example, Systemair, we as in Systemair worldwide, we are providing more than 9,000 products. And these products are differing from one to one. So we have customized products. And the smart industry starts from the selection of these products. We have very strong software with an artificial intelligence software program as a digital tool, which enables our consultants and installers easy to use, real dimensioning. There are some simulations such as energy calculations, detailed and accurate data. Some of the clients do not want to share this data. This can be an obstacle because we have to process these data in our processes. When this system turns into an order, for example, our bill of materials are automatically planned with our ERPs. Our robotic prima power sheet metal processing is in line with our Creo systems, and there's a machine learning, and we can also avoid our repeated faults from this machine learning. But the main obstacle, as I said, is the sharing data and visibility of their data, because the data are not confidential so far. The data are there, but you have to use them, you have to process them. So they have to share this data very transparently with us.
Thank you very much. I think we have to break here. I would leave over to the Connection Days moderator. Thank you very much. And if you're listening, please get in contact with us. We will continue our Turkish-Swedish Smart Industry platform this year. We will see if it will be possible to have any physical gathering. Otherwise, we will do it in a digital form. So please get in contact with us at Business Sweden Istanbul office, and we will keep you informed about this platform. Thank you very much, Ayça Hanım, and thank you very much, Ataola Bey, and see you soon again.
Thank you, Edin and Abdullah Bey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Konuşmacılarımıza çok teşekkür ederiz. Thank you very much. Sevgili izleyiciler, saat 13.15'te başlayan e-ticaretin dünü bugünü yarını konulu panelimize davet ediyoruz sizleri. Katılım için konferans salonundan giriş yapabilirsiniz.